After weeks of working on my architectural sculpture, an Italian palazzo, I am finally at the point where the sculpting of the giant figures flanking the entrance can be made. In this episode, I will show how the first one gets done, or shall I say, close to being done. We may be missing a head, but I'm sure I will find a stand in. While I am refining the Palazzo Facade, I have to admit that I am fascinated by the concept of a masterpiece. A masterpiece is defined as a work done with extraordinary skill. In the medieval times, an artist could submit a piece of work to a guild as evidence of qualification for the rank of master. A medieval guild was an association of artisans or merchants who controlled the practice of their craft within a specific city or town. So, for instance, Leonardo da Vinci started an apprenticeship at 15 years old with a renowned artist in Florence. Over the years, he built up his skills, and at 20, he qualified as a master. He was considered so talented that King Francis I of France invited Leonardo to come and live and work there. Some of his masterpieces include The Last Supper and the Mona Lisa. In 2017, a painting done by Leonardo da Vinci was sold for 450 million American dollars. This was done at auction and setting a new record for the most expensive painting ever sold. What is so fascinating to me is that a painter or a sculptor's masterpiece can be visited today if it's kept in a museum, and everyone can take a look at the skill and talent of that artist, and quite often hundreds of years after they passed away. It is strange to think that a work of art was instrumental to have opened doors for the creator of it, so that his or her name is somehow not forgotten. When you consider Vincent van Gogh, the Dutch painter, and his numerous artworks like the still lifes with sunflowers and the starry night he painted in 1889, these invoke vivid images. Even though he died poor, his name lives on in those masterpieces today. Even though I mull over the artworks of great artists, I do not consider myself as a great artist. I do art for the joy it brings me, and to me that is enough. And because of this, I am excited to complete my architectural sculpture. I can imagine Vincent or Leonardo standing back after completing one of their artworks and feel a deep sense of accomplishment. That satisfaction that comes with completing something to your best ability. In the big scheme of things, your best work does not need to be perfect. It just needs to have been done with your best effort. This miter saw I have is a remnant of a bygone era, but it will do the trick as I am changing the picture frame to get a new life as the architectural corners at the top of my palazzo facade. As I tack the picture frame bits to the facade, it suddenly feels like I have broken through an invisible barrier. As my artwork grows, it comes to a point where I get a glimpse of the final product, and this is where the excitement finds me. I am taking air dry clay and building the arm as if it is slightly splayed open. The reason is that I will be folding this around an armature. I am making latex molds of both arms as well as both legs. Once the clay has been pressed into the molds, I will attach both arms and legs to the torso, and all will be formed around the wire armature that will give it structural strength. The clay shrinks slightly, but any cracks will be covered up with more clay. You have your springtime where you learn your trade, and then in the summer of your life you do your masterpieces with no effort. But inevitably, autumn comes, and you sense the long winter approaching, where the hand grips become weaker, where the colorful ideas and dreams turn to the color of ash. Allow me to encourage you if you aim to get started with your artistic journey. Start small, do something colorful, tackle something challenging. Write an essay or a poem, do a drawing or a painting, or make a video. Go on, do it. Buy that notebook. Get some paints. Get that camera. Let's make art. At this point, I have double checked the proportions of the torso, the arms and the legs, and have refined the armature to have the pose that I want to portray in the giant's stance. Now it is time to make the sculpture. Thank you for coming along on my journey. If you are enjoying my video, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. In the next episode, I hope to make the head of the giant and make his twin brother too. And if all goes well, the palazzo will get a lick of paint and a light fitting to complete the architectural nightlight.